Started going to church when I was really young, got saved pretty young, where I had accepted Christ as my Savior, but I didn't really have the mentorship to go further into that. I thought about partying, went to college, made good grades, but I played a lot. And even after I got out of school, I was looking for the flashy, shiny things. I guess my purpose was to get a cool job, to appear to be a good man to my parents, who I love dearly, to appear to be a good man to the friends that I had. Most of those friends were on a superficial level because there was so much of the bad stuff in my life that I hid away. Spent a lot of time in seclusion, a lot of time. I look back on a few years there where there was probably maybe one day a week that I was sober for the entire day. I would get off work at night, I would start drinking and get up, go to work the next day, buy something to drink on the way home, get up, go to work the next day. And I wanted to appear to be a good man, but I was so lost. I had sobered up again for a decade. I had replaced that with a new idol, though, with work. We had our business. My wife and I trained dogs. We had our kennel. I started working from 6:30 in the morning until about 11 o'clock at night, 7 days a week, and did that for the most part for about a 10-year period. It was in September of 2022. I was asked to become interim training director at a facility up in Tuttle, Oklahoma, and it was training trainers and dogs for search and rescue. For about a 4-month period, I was in a travel trailer by myself every night, and I found a Bible that I'd put in there at some point. I have no idea when I put that Bible in there. Grabbed that Bible and just started kind of picking through it and reading, and I was having some aha moments. Little things were happening, little seeds were planted. Fast forward to December, ended my contract. A buddy of mine, I had actually gotten him the job to come in for me. He was a private contractor handling, at one time he had 232 dog teams under him. David called me and said, "Hey, can you come back, right at the beginning of January, just help me out for just a weekend, show me around, tell me what's going on. I need to bounce some stuff off of you, what I want to do," stuff like that. So I went up there to meet with him for the weekend. He said another buddy of ours was actually in town. This is a friend of mine that had been actually the head of the canine unit for the Houston Police Department for a number of years. He came in walking in the door, and they had a former trainer that had worked for David in Iraq, Brandon, who was there. Brandon was from South Africa. And Mark had some sandwiches they had picked up from Subway, and he threw a sandwich over, bounced off my chest and grabbed it and opened it up, started to eat, and I get about right here, and all three of them were looking at me, and Mark said, "Wait a second, we're gonna bless this meal." And I put it down, and they all stuck their hands out. I grabbed hands, and God almost brought me to my knees. The power of just praying over a Subway sandwich with those three guys. Jesus spoke to me then. As soon as I got in the car, I called my wife and I said, "Wow, you will not believe what just happened to me." And talked to her about it. I said, "I've got to make some changes. I've got to get back in line with Christ. I've got to get Christ back in my life." And moved to Memphis. There's a church on every corner, sometimes even in the middle of the block, and started looking around. I found a Saturday morning prayer group. It was a group of people that went out to different parks around Memphis and prayed, got involved with that. Found a men's group here and haven't looked back. And God has blessed me. I think about the prodigal son coming back, And I understand now what that meant. And Christ has treated me like you did nothing wrong. I love you. Come in here. I've got you. You're good. We're going to be good together. And for the first time in my life, I feel like I'm a good man. It's the first time. And that's how I got here today.